Welcome back. We're on part 4 of episode 111, and now it's time to start talking about the TLC pay-per-view point. So let's start off with the kickoff, Dolph Ziggler versus Fandango. And there was like nothing to this match at all. I turned it on, and the next thing I know, it's pretty much over with. Just a throwaway match, and it's kind of a shame because I was looking forward to these two having a decent match. Fandango wins via pinfall, and of course, the next night on Monday Night Raw, they give a win to Dolph Ziggler to kind of balance it out. And it looks like these two are going to be feuding. I'm a fan of them feuding. I just kind of want WWE to put more effort into it. And Jester, you said you weren't able to watch the pre-show, but what do you think about the idea of Fandango winning this match?
I am not a fan of Fandango winning the match. I am a fan of both guys feuding for a while because I think they're both really talented and have bright futures. But I'm not a fan of Ziggler, who a few months ago was the world champion and was looking like he was going to get a top 5 guy push, and he's now not even on a pay-per-view card, and he's losing the Fandango. And I mean, that's just like a huge fall from grace to me. I really hope that I can't see this feud kind of putting him back where he's supposed to be, but hopefully he at least looks decent in it, and maybe come after WrestleMania he'll be back on the right track, and Fandango too, because he also had a lot of potential, and he's kind of just spinning his heels. So maybe these two guys can do some really good stuff and get the people who seem to have a problem with them behind them again.
Not too much of a fan of Dango.
No.
I was expecting some kind of just, very simple. No. Sad. All right.
I am a big fan of Fandango's arm candy, though.
So since I just made a terrible joke, I'm going to pass it off to the person who just made a really terrible joke in the last part. Peyton, what do you think about Ziggler and Fandango?
What terrible joke did I make? I make good jokes. I disagree with you, actually. I thought this was a fun match. I mean, it was a pre-show match. I don't know what you were really expecting out of it. I thought they went out there. They didn't have a long match, no, but it was long enough for them to get the crowd started, get them a little bit hyped up. And the ending of it, I think, actually felt legit. I mean, there wasn't too much foul play going on there. Summer Rae caused a small distraction, but other than that, Fandango hits his finisher and gets a clean pin over it, and it felt like a big win for Fandango. I mean, you're talking about this fall from grace. I know you haven't been watching a while, but this is not the fall for Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler fell a while ago. Right now, Fandango's the guy who needed to be on the mend, and for him to get a victory like that and for them to talk about it on commentary and just make it seem like it was a really good thing for him. I thought this completely accomplished anything it needed to do. And this feud, if they're going to be continuing going, it's very early at this point. So I don't think we should be upset with what we've seen so far. Let's give it more time.
Oh, I agree. It is a great thing for Fandango. Like, if Ziggler's a former world champion, so even if he's not in a great position right now, that's a boost of credibility when a younger guy like Fandango gets it. Younger character-wise, I don't know if he's actually younger or not, but like gets a victory like that. Yeah, of course it's going to do wonders for him. Absolutely agree.
Sean, your thoughts on the pre-show?
I kind of missed it because I was having lunch, but I bet Summer Rae looked really good. And
she always does.
She always does. She's my favorite diva, man.
Same.
The thing that I was disappointed in with this match was mostly the time, because it seemed like when I actually could get like invested into it, then it was over.
Yeah, one of the things I don't like is during the pre-shows they give you like 45 minutes of like the hype and everything for all the other matches, and then they kind of like just throw the match on at the very, 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 very end, and they got all the time in the world to give the guys whatever they want to give them, and if it was a short match, there's no reason to say they couldn't have given them more. You wanna put stuff out there to make people want to watch the pay-per-view. That's the point of a kickoff show. And I mean, we know all the hype stuff already. Not saying you shouldn't do that. They don't need an hour, obviously, but hell, if you think they can have a 25-minute good match, give them 25 minutes to have a good match. There's no reason not to.
Or at least maybe like 15.
Yeah. Whatever you think they need to have a match that will get people excited and want to buy the pay-per-view if they're not there yet, then definitely do. I think.
Overall, though, I think this has some potential, so we'll see what happens when it happens. Next part we're going to talk about CM Punk versus The Shield.